Good evening, everybody. Yo, how's it going? P4 ND4 76. And thank you for the follow. Followed an hour ago. Uh, Good evening, everybody. So we're gonna be doing the GT3 doubleheader round 2 at Donington Park for the 2022 Winter Championship here at Tracklicious Sim Racing. So we're just going underway with a 15-minute qualifying, which is going to be a 5-minute session for, or no, 7-minute session for each team, I believe, or for each division. As we see everybody going out right now, it's going to be Division 3 drivers. Let's see. All the drivers with the red background are the Division 3 drivers. The silver is Division 2, and the white background is Division 1. So I don't know exactly how much time these qualifying drivers have, but we'll go with the 323 as soon as I could find them. Am I? Feel like there's a driver that's... There he is. Long list of people here, folks. We have 38 drivers that are going to be attending tonight's race, double race. So a lot can happen. First, we have Matthew Haight of the CC Racing. It looks like we got number 9 behind him, and that is his teammate. That's Gabe Carnes. So we'll go on board with this driver and see how he does on his first flying lap. Pixel Cat Gamer, I'm seeing a lot of BMWs. How long is each race? Each race is going to be 30 minutes. 15-minute qualifying mixed in to that next race as well. So right as soon as they get done winning, they're competing for this 30-minute race. No one gets to celebrate that. Unfortunately, we're going directly into a qualifying session. We used to do a practice session to give people a little break, but it's going to be a straight-up doubleheader. After the race ends, going straight into quali, race, and then we'll do driver interviews with anyone that ends up winning, getting on that podium. Man, I'm missing Donington. Good luck to the Red Eye tonight. Rocket GT, yeah. There's a lot of GTs, BMWs on the track, but I'd say that it's going to be split fairly evenly. Got a lot of McLarens out there, not a lot of Ferraris, unfortunately. I don't think we see a lot of Ferraris. Not a lot of silver arrows as well. But, it's a new car. Looks like Matthew Haight is still doing well on his lap. Not invalid just yet. Neither is any other driver except Jose Bravo. Jorge Bravo. And that's a good indicator if you're looking at the track map. Anyone that pops up as blue or like that teal color, it just means that they have invalidated their lap. And gray still means that they're on course for theirs. Right now we have Matthew Haight, who crossed the line with a 130.9. Alex Acoral with a 129.6. Fastest through sector 1 and 2. He's already gone in the pits. Not going to give himself another go at that. We have Gabe Carnes just behind his teammate, with a P6 finish. Well, Andy Oak gets up there at P4. Romulus, just on his own team, I guess, is a P6. Buckley crosses the line. And we're going to be seeing Buckley in P2 with a 130 even. We have Delbecky of CC Racing also. Oh, Masters. Oh, I gotcha. How many races are in the season? Quite a few. Where there's 10 rounds, but sometimes we do double headers and triple headers. So we'll be seeing a lot of different races. I'd say there's 10 rounds, at least 20, sometimes less, because some of those rounds are just enduro rounds with just one 90-minute race. And as Tyshawn Green of Leighton Racing goes across the line with a 128.5. That's actually been a very impressive lap for this driver. And we have not a whole lot of people actually coming across the line. Delbecke is actually a second and a half faster as he's about to cross the line with a 130. Goes second fastest with a 129.5, taking out one of the braking markers as he decides to pull off the road. Now we can clearly see all these drivers are either, a couple of them invalidated. 323. No, he's off. I think Tyshawn's going to be, this is his last run, so I'm not sure exactly how much time these drivers are given. Is it 6 minutes? 7? I think it's 7 minutes each team, or each division. We have car number 42 of Chronotis for the ETK team. It's a little bit of a mouthful. Don't know why they would do that. Although the "Don't Kill Me," that resonates very well in the back of that guy's bumper. As we have Division 2 now out on the field, and we'll see how they do. Just briefly, I'm going to pull up race control as he's still out on his outlap. We have Tyshawn Green, P1, Delbecke 2, Coral 3, Buckley 4, 5, Haight, Oak, Romulus, Carnes, Roar, Dell, Bravo, Larson, and Orozco. Now, keep in mind, these are the Division 3 drivers that will all be definitely getting pushed to the back of the pack in terms of their grid position. But that is for their title. They're only facing each other for the 1, 2, 3 finish. So they just have to get above whatever Reds are in the lineup on the overall. So I'll drop that back down as we go on board with Granotis and see how he does. And that was a very clean transition from one division to the other. We didn't see any traffic for that matter, as Chronotis is still kept that on the board there. How's it going, Ricardo Huesca? And, I almost thought he was going to invalidate off that. That's definitely an invalidation, as Chronotis has gone off slightly and just invalidated his lap. He's got one more attempt at that before he gets pushed back. Hopefully he can scrape up one good lap together. Right behind him is 44. Reggie King of Turner Motorsports. Just pop on board with this driver. And Reggie King is still clean. He's got a lot of positive on his Delta, or negative on his Delta, which is a good thing. Although he lost a full second going through that hairpin, so be interesting to see where he's going to pan out. He's at a 123 right now. As he crosses over, it's going to look a lot closer to a 129, only putting in the P4 finish. So a couple of those Division 3 drivers are going to be right in front of this driver. Hopefully he can figure something out here on this next lap. We have Reed Aldred drops into P7, car number 333, and that's what we want to see there. Jason Provolone of Turner Motorsports has just gone P2 with only one driver from Division 3 in his wake. He's going to be able to get ahead and really put some good time, as he just invalidated his lap right there. We have Constable Cody Wassam. Close. That was Eric Miller there of Adidas Parlay. Just goes 8th fastest, as Constable Cody Wassam goes 9th fastest for the NOS NSX team. Eric Cassian's already invalidated his lap. He's gone P10. And you can definitely see already the split is happening. All those Division 2 drivers are putting in, top 10 finishes, which is going to really spread the pack of those Division 3s. Let's go T Green. Yeah, T Green's doing really good. He still holds the fastest Sector 2 time, which is very impressive. We got a driver right now, Chronotis, who's finally been able to shake off his stuff. It's a 5-minute qualifying. So he's actually going to be able to go again, if I'm not mistaken. So he's just crossed the line. And Chronotis has gone fastest with a 128.3, fastest through Sector 1 and 2. Hey, DJ Swizzle Steve. And while that's an impressive finish there, we have Eric Miller here, who we're going to go on board with. He's got a couple more turns left to go. He's already 8/10 faster, which is going to put him significantly further up in this leaderboard here. Maybe in the P6 range if he keeps it together. He's got 9/10 right now. Lost a little through that corner. As he crosses line, he goes P7 with only 3 drivers from Division 3 ahead of him. He now sees that that was his only lap attempt, and now we have some of those Division 2 drivers already still going for it. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Let's see here. Reed Aldred. No, that's not the one. 42? No. It's like a 2 number. 28. Car number 28. Whoever that is. I can't even tell. Is stuck in some traffic, unfortunately. I think he's going to have to give up his lap there. 28. That's Ed Kerstetter. Huh. It's interesting. So out of the Division 2 drivers, we'll go actually on board with Danny Bazin, who's going to be leading out the GT3 Division 1 drivers. Go on a cockpit with his teammate Ed Kerstetter just behind him. You can clearly see right now that we have Chronotis in P1, Jed Engelman P2, and then Tyshawn Green in P3, but he's for Division 3. So Reed Aldridge is actually the Division 2 and P3 for that division. It's a little bit of a split. Some of those drivers are going to be hit with some different type of driving. Hopefully they can, stay clean through all of this. What we would really be seeing right now is out of the 38 drivers, all of these drivers from 23 to 38 should be putting in times that are going to outpace not only Division 3, putting them at the bottom, but Division 2 as well. Some of those drivers that don't end up putting that time in is we have literally 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go on quali. They're going to be looking at a full, back to front finish, and if they can make that happen. Who's to say it's possible? They just need to be able to cross the line. They just have some type of double yellow from Eric Cassidy. That doesn't make much sense. And there you have it, folks. A 127 flat from Danny Bazin. Ed Kerstetter pulls in a P4 with a 128.5. Riley Manier with a 127.2. And then look at that. We have a newcomer, the R&R Sim Racing, Jacob Padberg with a P3 start. We have Ricardo Rivera with a P8. Andrew Pickerel of Adidas Parlay also P12. Just dropped down from now to P13. Honorud Sundar crossing the line with a P4. Joseph Kostovich from 9for9 Sim Racing just pulls in a P3 finish. Chris McKessie just pulls in a P6. Ali Raza or Ollie G of Turner Motorsports just pulls in a P8 finish. This leaderboard is just stacking. Gage Gonzalez goes third fastest, outpacing Joseph Kostovich. Will Campbell of 360 Motorsports in the Weeb machine himself. Look at that. P10 for him. What a fantastic start. As we can see now, only the Division 2 driver still in the top 10 is Chronotis. As we have a finish for Jarek Snyder in P17. Andrew Pickerel drops back down to P18. Mike Burkhoff, P19. Drivers still not yet to finish is David Funk. And Brock gets on along the lines there too, I believe. He's staying in the pit lane. That's unfortunate. I don't think we're going to see a time for that driver. As David Funk goes to that last corner of the straight finish. What's he going to put in? Where's he going to be? Crosses the line for a P17 start. There's some Division 2 drivers that are going to be shaking up the teens there. As we have Will Campbell, actually a second faster right now. As he crosses the line, he gets P6. Joseph Kostovich holds a P1 start as qualifying has ended. Gage Gonzalez is P2. Danny Baston dropped down to P3. He's got a little bit of time to make up. He's invalidated his lap. Oh, no. And he is out of it. That leaves Riley Manier, who has a max wait time enough to make it happen. He's got 2 more corners to go. He's only a 10th separated here. Oh, no, 4 tenths faster this lap. It's still not going to be enough to do what Joseph Kostovich just did. A 126.5 is unheard of. No one's even dropped the 127s. Baston is literally a couple hundredths off of Gage Gonzalez's time. As Riley Manier crosses the line, he remains 4th fastest. As Anirudh Sundar is invalidated his lap. Ricardo Rivera is going to be one of the final drivers to cross the line, and he goes 5th fastest, pushing out Anirudh Sundar. Campbell goes 7th fastest again. Padberg dropped down to P8, Kerstetter P9, and Chris McKeezy at P10. Pulling out every single driver from the Division 2 and Division 3, as we have Tyshawn Green, Del Becky, and a Coral all going to be on the 1-2-3 start for the Division 3. Kronotis, Engelman, and Aldred Division 2 start. And Joseph Kostovich leading us at the start of this race. What a fantastic finish to qualifying, everybody. Let's just see what happens here. How do the divisions work? Pixel, the divisions are separated by base time of a lap they can do, and that was set at Kailami. Now, there's been some variation to that. We've been adding people and subtracting people to different divisions so that it seems appropriate. But other than that, it's just really, we're trying to keep everybody that has the closest pace lap by lap together and in their own division. Let's see if I can't go on. We have 2 minutes to the race start here. We'll just take a look at Joseph Kostovich's particular car and go down the line. So as you can see, Pixel, all the white means that backgrounds is Division 1. So some of them were separated back into the pack, but Division 2 kind of actually not that close together, as they were separated by a couple of the Division 3 drivers. But then if you go all the way down, you can clearly see down the lineup, it's just all red at the back end, and that's Division 3. Going to take a look at some of these, if we can, in a couple of the different liveries that are going on here. We have a Coral, Campbell, and McKeezy. 2 of the drivers are actually not too far off each other. Although for the first unprecedented time ever, Ed Kerstetter is not sitting right behind his teammate. And that actually is Kerstetter and Funk. That's going to be Kerstetter and Funk that are next to each other, but not on the top row. Then we have Jed Engelman of Red Eye Racing sitting there. Too many rows to count back. Got 47 seconds left to go as we have another driver. I think that's who's our teammate here? I have no idea who this driver is. One of his teammates of Red Eye Racing, just sitting right there, a couple rows back. People are going to start humming up here. Try to go all the way to the back. And D. Brock, who is a Division I driver, sitting all the way in the back of the pack. That is unfortunate for him, but he's going to have to make his way cleanly through these drivers. As we have Orozco and Bravo. That's 2 drivers. Let's see. Of Tacos Locos. I think that's Burkhoff. Ah, there you go. Burkhoff. Yeah, that would be Burkhoff. You know, one of the interesting things about this season is a lot of drivers aren't picking cars that they would be hampered by. And Joseph Kostovich, who famously drove the KTM in the GT4 series and still kept that lawnmower up in the top 5 finishes, as well as gaining some P1 advantages in quali. My services cost 1 PBR. Unfortunately, PBR is only sold at garbage disposals, where that stuff should be. In a landfill. Preferably one that recycles. Now with 38 drivers on the field, and you can clearly see this S is, this snake is going to be very interesting as we go to top speeds here. I don't foresee us seeing a lot of damage, I should say. If the commentator's curse is any indication, we're going to have nothing but a clean race. How's it going, Vulcan? And there is excitement gleaming from me right now as we are about to start this start race of the doubleheader. First race, I should say. But who uses words these days? Hey, Pone, thank you for the follow, man. 15 minutes later that I totally saw that. And Rocket, hey, Tanner, thank you for the sub. That's awesome. And we're about to go green. And 2 drivers get drive-thrus off the bat. I don't know if that's... Oh, they're about to go 3 wide. Is one driver's off, and Riley Manier just oh no! As Gage Gonzalez drops down the lineup, and that's more carnage happening as Kerstetter keeps it clean. Engelman clean. Whoa! There is a lot of off-track driving here. And T1 did not end well for some drivers, as we have a couple still trying to get back on track. Is everything going to be okay? Danny Baston still sitting in P3. We will pull back to screens here. Take a good look. We have Ollie Raza, Ollie G, and P8, and Chris McKessie with Keezy with drive-through penalties. We'll see if that somehow gets cleared, but it's possible they won't clear it because you just weren't in your box, or sometimes it doesn't correctly notice if you're in it or not. That could just be a bug, and unfortunately for those 2 drivers, they are going to be sent to the back of the pack for that mistake. And it was mostly clean for the other drivers, as we have a driver off right now. Oh, that is Andy Oak, car number 19. And Chris McKessie and Ollie Raza already serving their drive-through penalties. They're just going to go for it now. You're already down in the pack. Might as well. You just got 3 laps to go. And it looks like Andy Oak is finally going to be putting it back on track. We have Kosovic with a 7.7 lead there. And whoa, that is just some internet issues, I'd hope, as Ricardo Rivera looked to be going sideways for just a second. And he is out? No! Did that confuse Danny Baisden? We're going to have to take a look here, as he gave him a lot of breathing room. And car number 28, 6, Acora, was out off the track. And that is unfortunate for this driver. No, it's not 26. Yeah, it's a 26, Acora of Bytown 360. And that is unfortunate. He was running P3 in the Division 3 lineup. We have Jed Engelman, who's currently P9 in the Division 1. He is leading, or sorry, Division 2. He is leading the race for this, as Tyshawn Green is just shortly behind him, also leading Division 3 title right now. So a lot of stuff still shaking up here, as we have Gage Gonzalez, who dropped down the pack through that initial start, and that's unfortunate for this driver, as he can't catch a break, as the last race it was the same issue. That first lap really just didn't work out well for him. But we do have Ed Kerstetter, currently P5, with Riley Manier just ahead of him. And Ed just letting him know he could poke his nose in there. The hairpin will be the deciding factor here in terms of them getting something done. And you can clearly see in that back window, that's Padberg, currently P7, with Anirudh Sundar leading the race with the fastest lap there. And while Ed is still not anywhere closer to making an overtake occur right now, we have Danny Baisden in the same predicament, 2/10 separating these two drivers, as it could happen anywhere the mistake is made. You won't see that as much in the Division 1 group as you would with maybe Division 3. It's just the realistic comparison there, folks. Although Joseph Kosovic went a little wide and lost a little bit of time to Ricardo Rivera, even though he's still a second and a half ahead of him. He's got that toe. Is he going to try to take it on the outside? And while you look at that, while he tried to make an attempt, it allowed Padberg there to get even closer, going down the inside line, maybe trying to go side by side with this driver. And unfortunately for Ollie Raza and Chris McKessie, they are smack dab in the back of the pack there, and with Brock in P28, 29, and 30. Let's take a look here. Devin Brock sitting above Ollie Raza as he just overtook him through the hairpin there. Something unfortunate must have happened with 24. as he actually went off on his own. Maybe, but that would be McKeezy. And then number 30 had an incident 20 seconds in with car number 44, 747, 39, and 26. That's that turn 1 incident. They were the drivers that were collected in that involved incident, and that's unfortunate. As we have Matthew Haight, who just overtook a Coral for that spot in P31. Oh, well, what am I saying? Ali Raza had that drive-through penalty. See, nothing going too wide through that chicane is always scary, but Jonathan Quid just overtook, I believe, is Andrew Pickerel. No, car number 85. Jarek Snyder, actually. Now that's where it gets a little interesting, because there is still the overall effect of where you want to get to the best possible placement, but Jonathan Quid has no reason to battle that driver, except, actually there is a reason now. Chronotis, who is right here, we'll get an on board on his back end. He is sitting in P2 for the Division 2 title, with Jonathan Quid in P3 just shortly behind him by a second and 1.7 seconds. So that's why Jonathan Quid decided to overtake Jarek Snyder, and Andrew Pickerel picking up a lot of positions as he sits now in P14. And the overall of his division, it's a lot of numbers to count, people, and I'm not a mathematician. As we go along here, we still have Tyshawn Green in the mix. So we have Jed Engelman sitting comfortably in P9 with a 4-second gap to Tyshawn Green, who's the P3 division leader. It's a little confusing, folks. But his next driver is actually, that he has to worry about, is Chronotis, who's about 4.5 seconds behind behind him, but also still stuck behind Tyshawn Green. So he's got to overtake Tyshawn Green, as well as try to make up 4 seconds to get in contact with Jed Engelman. As we can now see, a lot of drivers have either closed the gap or opened it up, as the leaders now sit with a 1-second gap from each other from P1, 2, and 3 of Joseph Kosovich, Ricardo Rivera, and Danny Baisden. But Padberg overtook Riley Manier, and whoa, that's even more interesting. Ed Kerstetter did get ahead of Riley Manier, and I'm going to take a look here and see if 27 had any contact. No, he did not. So with no contact on the board from these drivers, Ed Kerstetter was able to pull ahead and is now sitting comfortably 3 seconds behind Danny Baisden, his teammate, with Jacob Padberg in P5 and Riley Manier. And that's going to be a little bit of a sting there, is sitting at P6, having lost 2 positions to both the drivers ahead of him. So we're going to be seeing a screaming eagle here from Riley Manier. Gaborski, hey, Leafs fan 52, thank you for the follow. Rotorhead, wow, thank you for the host. Rocket GT Tanner, thank you for the gift out sub there. War Eagle, thank you for the follow. Wow, guys, it's awesome. As we have Jonathan Quid now trying to overtake Chronotis for P2 in the Division 2 split. Don't kill him, he shows on the back bumper there, but while there's still no battle happening for the Division 1 title right now, as they're all about a second off the pace of each other, the Division 2 is shaping up to be even better, because Chronotis has about a 6-second split to P1 on his division, which is Jed Engelman, who is just sitting up there perfectly. Jonathan Quid was only 0.2 off of Chronotis there when he tried to make an overtake occur, but it didn't really pan out. A couple drivers went off track back there, and that was car number 50, I believe, of M. Dell. And Padberg, this guy's wondering, let's go Padberg. Padberg's still about a second off of P4, with Riley Manier about a second. Whoa! That is a send from... Oh, no! Jonathan Quid just sent it. Really unfortunate. Chronotis has just been taken out of this race. Has he been able to shake it up? We'll see where he ends up. He was P11. He's dropping down the order to 26. Was P2. Taken out by P3. And is his car damaged too much? It looked like he went really wide there. He is sitting now down the order. As he crosses the line, he's P24. And that is a good 5 positions off of where he was in Division 2 split. That's unfortunate for that driver. He still has Reggie King, car number 44, right behind him, so he's got to worry about that in the future. But, boy, something you don't like to see. Replay it. Usually you can replay like right off the bat, like kind of messes with the whole streaming portion. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to do that. Mike Burkhoff's, if I had a partner, we could replay it. Or at a second computer. I think that would work too. But Riley Manier is actually a second off of P5 Padberg. I think he was just trying to get a little bump draft from him. He goes down the inside line. Is he going to be overtake Padberg? They are side by side going through this next corner. And there you have it, folks. He is able to do it, but Padberg's going to try to fight back. That was a calculated overtake. Padberg still has en route Sundar to worry about. Gage Gonzalez is trying to have a go at the inside line of Pickrell in the teal car, as we can see him go through that corner. He's actually ahead now. They're side by side still, as Pickrell does definitely have the inside line going into the chicane. Is Gage Gonzalez? Yes, he pulls ahead of him right there. So Mike Burkhoff's just looking to see what scraps he can pick up from this fight, as Pickrell still remains on board in the front. And that is 2 McLarens battling it out there. Whoa! As he spins! Gage Gonzalez cannot get his luck together. And that is him dropping down the order, folks, to P20. As Constable Cody Wasm also has an incident, and he's going to be dropping himself into the pit lane. Take a look at what's happening here. As en route Sundar is finally going to go for it. Oh, they make contact! That is Padberg and Sundar. Oh, no, and he's having trouble getting back onto the track there, and he's going to be slowed down. Is Will Campbell of 364 right behind him in the gray top there. And that Mercedes stays ahead of him. He is not having a good race. And Jonathan Quid gets a drive-through penalty. Oh, no, folks. And that tire barrier is just sitting right there on the track. That drive-through penalty is definitely going to be significant in what happens to Jonathan Quid. He has a 2-second gap from Jason Provolone, who's sitting in P3 for the Division 2 title. Tyshawn Green has nothing to worry about, as he is sitting comfortably in P1 for the Division 3 title. Buckley and Delbecki are fighting slightly off for the P2 title as they are just 0.5 off of each other. Oh, this is just race 1, and there's a lot happening, folks. It is intense. And here we see Tyshawn Green, currently P1 in the Division 3 title. He's being hounded by Jarek Snyder, who is just 0.2 off of him. And Andrew Pickerel just shortly behind him with Mike Burkhoff as well. And Tyshawn Green holding it together as he fights his way with the Division 1 drivers right there. Oh no, Delbecki and P16. Oh no, he holds it together. That wasn't Delbecki. Oh no, car number 82 of Jason Provolone is sitting down in P30. What is happening with the Division 2 split, everybody? We have Jet Engelman now with no chance is anyone going to battle his title as long as he keeps it straight. We have Reed Aldred and P18, currently P2 in the Division 2 titleship. Eric Ucassian, currently P19, only 5 seconds behind Reed Aldred. It's not likely he's going to make up that time, but he's currently P3. We have Stefan Buckley of Turtle Track Simsport is currently P2 with Delbecki in P3 for the Division 3 title. We have Ricardo Rivera, currently P2. And what is that? That was those Tacos Locos guys are getting pretty frosty at the end of this this race. Now, if we go on board, there's still a contender for P1, and that is Ricardo Rivera of the Puerto Rico E-Racing Club. Now, these drivers in this team are fast. There's no doubt about that. They qualified great. The races just haven't been going their way. That is the unfortunate side effect of, racing. And we'll get back to it if something changes. Andrew Pickerel was able to overtake Mike Burkhoff. No, was able to overtake Jarek Snyder, as Mike Burkhoff overtook Jarek Snyder as well. So on the onboard, we see Mike Burkhoff in the Red Eye Racing, and Jarek Snyder behind him in car number 85, that silver top there. Andrew Pickerel now holding good position to get back in the top 10. He's got about a 2-second. Actually, let's see here. Let's pop back order on his on. That is Tyshawn Green, currently P10. Killarinka, or Let's Go Shy Guy's doing great. He's sitting there in P2 still. If we go Ali Raza has had a very difficult race. Got a drive-through penalty at the start, and there he goes, Andrew Pickerel trying to go for the overtake down the inside line of the hairpin. Whoa, and there you have it. Oh, are they going to make contact? If I was Tyshawn Green, I would just let this happen. Opening start, 2 drivers, Chris McKeezy and Ali Raza, got drive-through penalties for failing to be inside their box, most likely. And sometimes that is just a bug, and an unfortunate bug that you can't fix. But I wouldn't be able to tell you. Now, that is a train that I would not want to be a part of right there. That is Tyshawn Green sitting between a full battle of 3 cars that while he's pacing equally with them, at any point, one of those drivers just trying to make an overtake could ruin his race, and he's sitting in P1 right now. So if I was sitting P1 in Division 3, I would let these 2 drivers by and just let it happen. He is nowhere near any of the drivers in his division that are going to split and, you know, able to get back into a fighting for the contention of that podium. It is very sad as we see Ali Raza is sitting in P35. But it's a doubleheader, so maybe he'll do better on the next one. Not do better, but... Is that in the background there in that purple car? That's David Funk of Area 52 Sim Racing. You can see his teammates are sitting in P5 and P4. Riley Manier was able to get ahead of Danny Basin and Ed Kerstetter. I'm definitely not aware when that would have happened, but car number 52 and 28. Oh, there it is. Car number 28 of Ed Kerstetter had some contact with car number 19 of Andy Oak. So that makes sense why Ed Kerstetter dropped behind Riley Manier if he had a little bit of contact. Even if it was a small amount, it would have dropped him below Riley. But Danny Basin being overtaken by Riley outright. Now that's just goes to show you he's not going to give up even when he was positioned to be in a P5 finish at the start of this race. And taking a look here, we have Jet Engelman still holding P1 for Red Eye Racing and currently in P9. And Reed Aldred is currently P2. Currently P18 in the overall stats, but 2 in the Division 2 title. With Chronotis now back to P3, was P2, with Eric Miller about 2.5 seconds behind him. Maybe be able to fight for that contention. In the Division 3 split, there's not going to be much change. You can clearly see those in the overall number 12, P12, P16, and 17 is the P1, 2, and 3 of that division. And I don't foresee Delbecke being 2 seconds behind Buckley, able to get anything done there. So the only chance remains is if Reed Aldred somehow makes a mistake in the next 4 minutes and 45 seconds, because he is about 7/10. Chronotis is about 7/10 off of him, and that's leaves open the door. Riley Manier has entered the pit lane, dropping down to P5? P9? What's happening? Did Riley Manier forget to get gas? He went into the pit lane. It didn't look like he was serving a penalty. But he is now currently P9. Oh, that is entirely unfortunate for him. Puts Danny Basin back into the points. And say what you will about the unlucky Gage Gonzalez here at Puerto Rico E-Racing Club. But he has managed to not only shake off 2 major incidences, but he is back out, sitting in P14 in the overall, coming back. Oh, maybe misses breaking point there, but dropped down to P15. I feel like I'm cursing this guy every time I jump on board because he is impressively gotten to P14, now 15. Just on pace alone, raw pace. What a fantastic drive that he's recovering. Now, this is where it gets interesting, folks. One race that's still not over yet is Chronotis. That is Brock along the inside line there in that gold McLaren. We go to a helo view. Just ahead of him, though, is Reed Aldred. So if I was Reed, I would definitely be fearing that Brock gives up that position, because then that opens the door for Chronotis to snag that P2 finish. Oh, this is getting awfully close. Too close for my comfort level as it stands. What happened to Delbecky? Sydney Sue. First time in the chat. Let me take a look here and see what happened. Delbecky was... P28. Let's go here to this. Delbecky 222. Around the 3-minute mark. Raven, thank you for rating us, man. Around the 3-minute mark of the start of this race, 3 minutes in, Delbecky had an incident of his own going off track, as well as contact with the number 13 driver of Gage Gonzalez. So a lot happened for Delbecky. Now that is Brock, who's overtaken Reed Aldred. Joseph Kostovich holds a 5-second gap to Ricardo Rivera and an 8-second gap from Danny Baisden as well. There's no shakeup going to be happening there. Jet Engelman holding the P1 title for Division 2 with Reed Aldred and Chronotis battling out in front of us right now. Chronotis is behind in the Don't Kill Me little bumper there. This is the final lap. So these guys are going to have to cross the line and go one more lap in. And he can't make any mistakes here. This is for P2 of the Division 2 title. We have Tyshawn Green sitting comfortably in P15 on the overall, but he's currently P1 in the Division 3 title with Stefan Buckley in P2. And wow, that was a shakeup on its own. A Coral is now back in P3 for the Division 3 title. And for something unbeknownst to me, Riley Manier had to drop down to P19. He had to go in the pits. I must have forgotten the correct amount of fuel. I just don't know what. I didn't see a drive-through. Oh, as we have a car off the track there. And that was one of the 360. And there you have it, folks. Off screen, here it is. Joseph Kostovich holds this race podium as we are going right back into a double quali, then double header, another race. But Joseph Kostovich crosses line in P2, Ricardo Rivera P3, Danny Bays in P2, Danny Bays in P3, Ed Kerstetter P4. We have Jet Engelman still nearly there, holding P9 in the overall. He's gonna get his first podium in the Winter Championship. And there goes Jet Engelman across the line for a P1 finish in the Division 2. What a fantastic race by that driver. We have Chronotis and Reed Aldred fighting it out. Is that Chronotis on the inside line? But he's going to be on the outside for the long left-hander. It's still anyone's game for P2 in Division 2 as Jet Engelman crossed for the Division 1. Oh, as they make contact! And Chronotis, oh no! That is mightily unfortunate. As Chronotis is going to be able to get back out there and Reed Aldred is not. Oh no. Reggie King crosses the line to be P2 as Eric Miller gets P3. And the P2 and P3 drivers dropped out of that contention as Tyshawn Green of sits in P1 for the Division 3 and Stefan Buckley Division 2 Division 3 P2 and Alex Okoro of Bytown, he's also P3 for the Division 2. Unfortunate incident that occurred right on the final corner of the final lap. James Bardolph, how's it going, man? Massive F in chat there, Ricardo. That was, ooh. They fought towards the bitter end, and unfortunately it meant both of them were going to lose their podium spot for the incident that occurred. Well, you hate to see it, folks. That's all you could really say there. You hate to see it. As we are about to jump on board to the qualifying of the second half of this doubleheader. Stay with us as we are about to go live on that. Yeah, Reed was having a really good race. It was a really, really good race. And, you know, you don't like that it ends that way sometimes. And it's going to be Jet Engelman P2. Or I just have to type this out real quick. And I'm not sure what's happening. I should have crossed over. There it goes. And that is the speed at which ACC runs its game. We shall see what happens. Let's return to garage. It's a fantastic race there. Overall, a lot of excitement. I'm sweating. Go Rivera, yeah. Z sits P2. The McLaren. Wholly unfortunate, but what a great result for some of these other drivers. It really just goes to show you, I mean, you want to build up that gap because right at the end, anything can happen if it's left down to a couple tenths. I mean, I myself did such a thing by sending it through a final corner. Not in trying to hit the enemy, but, you know, just trying to get by. And, yeah, great race by Baisden, Rivera, Kostovich being P1 there. It should switch over here to qualifying. There it goes, session start. And we're going to be seeing the Division 3 drivers all pop out onto the track in just a second here. So we see some... We got A. Delbecky of CC Racing. The Lambo is tough at Donington. I think, Ricardo, it was... While it may be tough, it was just such a major upset that Kostovich was able to just cleanly put in a very hot lap. It was his last attempt and just dominated with a 26.5. Not even any other driver got past the 127s flat. Baisden actually started P3, I believe. He started where he finished. I'm almost positive. It was Ed who got P4. He started towards the back at P8 or P9. And Funk was just behind him in like 12th. So Kerstetter was able to gain some spots right off the bat on that opening lap as had some... I think Gonzalez, Gage Gonzalez was sitting P4, I believe. Or 2. Yeah, it was P4. And he had that incident with Riley Manier in P5, and then it just left. It opened the door for sure, but something happened with Riley Manier, which is why he went into the pit lane and was unable to make anything happen. Just Fetty, Ed is definitely an overtaking machine. He made some stuff happen there, but I believe Riley Manier is ahead of both of them. He coasting through the race. Yeah, just see yourself out on that one, Vulcan. How did race 1 go? Tansky, it went well for a lot of drivers. I would say there's maybe only less than a 10% margin of error for some of the other drivers. And, you know, a lot of drivers were able to fare out well. Tyshawn Green really showing his skills in the Division 3 as he sat comfortably in the top 15. It's going to be anyone's gambit here. Delbecky's on his flyer. See who's the driver that's going to pop off those tires already on that chicane. And then for those who don't know, when you're looking at the track map, the blue teal driver means that they have invalidated their lap or they're on an out lap. Which means they're definitely going to get that blue flag to get out of the way for a driver that's sitting in a hot lap. It is going to be a 5-minute stretch each for each division. So they have 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go. Delbecky may be able to push out another lap if he's keeps this together after this lap. Burned Tardes. As we have a Coral crossing the line with the 129.5. Stefan Buckley is behind. Oh, and, you know, this is the thing that kind of scares me. A Coral likes to... he's done this in the previous quali. He's just gone in the pits after setting the fastest lap, calling it good. Not wanting to improve upon his time or even give himself a little bit of practice. We'll briefly go on board here. Let's see live timing. Briefly get a look at the live timing. You can see all the red here. We have all these drivers, even Matt Dell should be slow in, slow out racing, should be able to set up his final. This is his only attempt. If he invalidates, he's going to be sitting comfortably in the back. We have Stefan Bunk. Tyshawn Green actually pulls off a 129.2 as he's going to also gone in the pit lane. We have Matthew Haight of CC Racing, who's about 2/10 up, and so is Andy Oak. Andy Oak's actually a second and a half faster than his last lap. Let's see where that puts him. Whoa. A Coral has just gone off. Oh, no. I think a Coral dropped on accident. He is out of this race. We have Romulus and sitting in P2. Delbecky is P4. He's going to get one more attempt at it. Andy Oak goes fourth fastest out of these drivers. Roar is going to sit in P7 unless he gets outmaneuvered by Matthew Haight here. But he's invalidated his lap. Delbecky's one of the only drivers. Oh, he's gone off. He's definitely going to be done there. Looks like Matthew Haight is one of the last drivers to... M. Dell was able to get to P11. So we're locking out the entire front row, or the entire Division 1 grid. Comfortably, they're 1 through 11. They've all set a lap. Maybe it wasn't the fastest lap, but it was still a lap. And that is a bar that the Division 2 drivers are going to have to beat, and that's a bar that Division 1 drivers will certainly outpace. Yes, Dansky. Division 3 is our drivers that are going to be paced together, but towards the back of the grid. Matthew Haight goes fifth fastest across the line. As he is going to drop out of this, we will drop that out. We'll go on board with somebody that's actually starting their lap. It's not going to be Reggie King. It's going to be car number 42 of Chronotis. You kept it together, Matt, as you are still going to be able to make a lot happen. It's a lot of time for things to change, especially with the Division 3. Just maintain racecraft, and I think you'll find yourself in a way better position as this race unfolds after quali ends. Going on board here. That's a respectable time for Oak in the Murder 911 on Donington. Let's see where Chronotis fares out here. Mr. I Can't Beat Dark Souls 2, thank you for the follow. And there goes Chronotis. Now just topping off the charts there with the 128.6. Fastest through Sector 2. And really invalidated that lap. So hopefully he gets to get out of one more. Jed Engelman, the previous P1 finisher, just dropped a 128 even. Fastest through all sectors. Provolone goes third fastest with Reggie King in P4. And Eric Cassidy in P6. And Reed Aldred in P10. Eric Miller in P13. Jonathan Quid goes to P5. First three rows all BMW. It's possible. Actually, no, it won't be possible. Our fastest drivers, I would say, are all going to be split not in the BMW. BMW is probably going to be a Division 2 favorite. As we can see, almost every Division 2 driver is sporting a BMW. But we don't have a lot of Division 1 drivers that are in that category. Taking a look here, we got a lot of McLarens, some Lamborghinis, a Honda, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari. you really see the favorite is in Division 2. There's a full stack of BMWs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just 5. 5 out of the not big. Division 2 is not a big division, so there's only 9 drivers in Division 2, so it just seems like a lot because there's only 9 drivers. And Division 1 has a lot of drivers. Jet Engelman's still holding P1 in that as Jason Provolone goes second fastest and goes into the pit lane. The Division 1 drivers are all out on track right now. Danny Basin leads that pack as we have Constable Cody Wassam. He's going to be our last driver of NOS NSX. Fantastic track. It's a great track for the McLarens. Love to drive this. Clouds are there, but track temps are 32 degrees, and it's also rated for optimum. So next 15 minutes, we're not going to see rain, but when the race starts, it's going to turn over. We might actually see something happen there. Who knows? Nothing further's happened except Chronotis goes stays second fastest, outpacing Provolone. Reggie King still stays on the 4th. Erica Cassidy goes to 5th. Miller goes to 6th. Quid is on 7. Wassam goes to 9. Aldred to 11. So Tyshawn Green and Romulus are going to be split between the Division 2 drivers. But going over to one of the starters out there. 28 NSX. Question mark? Wassam did a 129.2 in the Honda. Now we know for certain from the last qualifying that Danny Basin's not only going to have to get a 127, but he's going to have to get a 126.5 if he's going to want to stay on the top row. He gets a 127 flat. That's mighty impressive. He's going to still chase that next time. Ed Kerstetter does a 127.2. Chris McKeesey does a 128.1. David Funk goes a 128.8. Kostovich goes a 127.9. Ricardo Rivera is sitting in P3 with a 127.6. So drivers still not out there but are crossing the line. We have Enroute Sundar just crossing the line with a 127.5. Will Campbell goes 128.2. Devin Brock goes to P16 with a 128.9. Snyder does a 128.9. Ali Raza does a 127.7. Padberg does a 127.6. Gonzalez does a barely beating out Danny Basin. Gage Gonzalez having one of the worst races of his life in the previous race here. Now just pulls off a potential P1 start if hopefully he can keep it, but it looks like Kostovich is actually gaining upon his time, and it might be enough to where he actually ends up back on the provisional pole. But Gage Gonzalez only a 300ths off faster than Danny Basin. As Danny Basin crows across the line, he gets a 128.7. Oh, wow! And Danny Basin steals it from Gage Gonzalez as Ed Kerstetter crosses the line with a 127 flat, just barely. And I'm talking 100ths off. That's 0.25 and a 0.32 difference. And qualifying could not have ended more excitingly, as he's still going to have one more attempt at this, as Gage Gonzalez is going to go into the pit lane and call it good. We have any driver here that can really upset the pace here. It's Joseph Kostovich, who is not looking to be improving upon his time. Ali Raza gets the P4 finish. Riley Minear does a P6 next to Anirudh Sundar. Just go on board with one of these drivers. All of our Division 1 drivers have set times. Andrew Pickerell's P20, Mike Burkhoff P21. I think that's everybody I've seen. Riley Minear is up, and he's not going to be able to prove upon his time, unfortunately. It's going to be a massive difference in pace alone. We have David Funk of Area 2 Sim Racing proving upon his time, but actually with only a 0.2 difference, he could actually push himself way ahead, but it looks like he lost a little bit of that going through that corner, and he's going to cross the line with not a more impressive of a finish there. And that is it. Anirudh Sundar gained a lot. Everybody's losing through that corner, and that is unfortunate. And we are going to be going into right. We could go right into this race. It looks like Jed Enkelman is going to be leading again in P1 for the Division 2, with Kronotis and Provolone sitting in P2 and 3 provisionally. We have Tyshawn Green also in P1 for the Division 3 guys. And then behind him in 26 and 27 is P2 and 3, Coral and Romulus. It's a nice little split. You can see the Division 2 is kind of comfortably connected together, as well as the Division 3 drivers all sitting comfortably from 29 to 37. That's going to be impressive. Just hope everything works out well for this next race. Just going to briefly go through some of the lineups. We have all the CC Racing drivers all connected. Look at that. 323, 222, and car number 9. That's Carnes, Delbecky, and Haight. Maybe they can block out some of these drivers in the back. We have the Tacos Locos team, and then Matt Dell sitting there in the back, followed by Roar in the 111. Going forward, we have car number 73 of Stefan Buckley, and Andy Oak sitting in the back there in car number 19. 333 is going to be Reed Aldred, is Romulus. His teammate is a 555. Car number 26 is a Coral. And car number 188 is Constable Cody Wassam. Car 325 is Tyshawn Green. Car number 21, Jonathan Quaid. Behind him is car number 17 of Eric Miller. Right in front of me is a really nice looking livery. Some barbecue on it. And that is Mike Burkhoff. Car number... and look at that. Two of the D's parlay are sitting right next to each other, and that's car number 33 of Andrew Pickerel. And Erica Cassidy in car number 55. Reggie King in car number 44. And then we got Devin Brock in car number 12. 82 is Jason Provolone, and Kronotis is sitting here in this beaming NG Drive livery. And that's a CRS. That's the Cardo Racing School livery. And I'm going to go to the front of the pack real quick. We can see the nice little Alien 2, Area 52 Alien. Area 52, nice little lockout there from Ed Kerstetter and Danny Baisden with Puerto Rico E-Racing Club. sitting right there in P3 with Ollie Raza of Turner Motorsports, P4, car number 30. Kostovich is sitting right there in P5. Riley Menier and Ditas Parlay is P6 and car number 27. Honoreed Sundar is car number 1. And Will Campbell in 364. 53 is Ricardo Rivera. Car 888 is Padberg. Sorry I didn't get to everybody. I think I almost got everybody. McKeesey. Devin Funk in the background. Jet Engelman, car number 47. And it's taking me away. So, there we go, guys. I try to get everybody. I think I missed Jet Engelman, David Funk, Jarek Snyder. Those were the last of the guys. Heard Ollie crash last race. Got Peace 30. He had a drive-through penalty. He did have an incident with another driver, but he had a drive-through penalty as well as another driver. So 2 drivers had to go. They didn't technically have to go instantly into the pit lane, but why not? Just get out of that pack and just try to make a pace. And unfortunately, not a whole lot they could have made up. As we're on board with Danny Bazin leading out this second half of the doubleheader. Banshee, thank you for the follow. Just a slow roll. Hopefully we can have another exciting race with not a whole lot of incidences. Hopefully everyone stays clean through lap 1. Just goes to show you if we can do that, we can get through this race. Now this is what's typical. Got that big display to take a look at his rival there, Ricardo Rivera, sitting in the Puerto Rico colors. Are there any tiers on this corner gonna make it through the lap, their out lap? Are the tiers? Well, we're on the out lap right now, so we're actually gonna be going to the start of the race right now. And is anyone gonna make it through the first lap? Technically the second lap? I don't think we would. I don't know. It's green, green, green as we're about to go underway as the Area 52 sim racing has locked out the front row. So we're not going to see too much happen there. Riley Menier is sitting 3 wide, though. And so is Chris McKeesey. And they are going a little off. That's Padberg there. A little further back in the pack. Still clean up there in the front. Ricardo Rivera trying to get an overtake over McKeesey already off the start of that. That's Padberg looking at 2 drivers, Will Campbell and Chris McKeesey, in the gray top with the blue. Now Padberg is having to fight off Engelman for P13, actually P12. And there's car number 333 off the track completely. 2 incidents, all from the Division 3 drivers. And we are still clean. It's a little close, everybody. But all's good. And that being the case, tires in the S's turn. Are the tires on... Oh, the chicane. Oh, that's a little bump there from one of the drivers of Kostovich, Sundar and Menier. Aldred has a drive-through penalty. Oh, a Coral has a drive-through penalty as well. Yikes. You do not want to see that happening. Will Campbell and Padberg fighting for P11. And Will Campbell stays ahead. And that is David Funk having to go a little wide there. Oh, track cuts. That's inevitable. Banshee, thank you for the F in chat. That's you hate to see it, folks. Car number 67 also off, and that is Jose Bravo. As we have Kostovich, 2/10 off of Ollie Raza, sitting in P4. Ollie Raza getting a good lead over Kostovich at the start of the race. We're seeing a lot of clean still. And that is Ollie Raza staying off Kostovich's attack. He takes the inside line to defend. With Riley Minier just behind. All of the Division 1 drivers are sitting in the top 11 with Funk, Brock, Burkhoff, Snyder, and Pickrell drop down the pack. Oh, Pickrell, that's unfortunate for his race as he is sitting in P31. And where would that be right now? It's back there in the pack. Car number 33 did have a incident with car number 55 of Erica Cassian, so that's probably what caused Pickrell to be dropped down the leaderboard so quickly. Christian McKeesey of 360 Motorsports next to his teammate right behind him, Will Campbell, as they get a comfortable lead over Jacob Padberg in P11, who he was battling with these drivers, as he's got about a 8/10 difference from his teammate in the back there, as he does with Ricardo Rivera, who's sitting actually in front of him. So we'll take a look on board of that. And that is still Rivera. Oh, car number 555 of Romulus is into the pit lane. That's unfortunate for him so early in the race. Rivera, sitting comfortably in the P2 finish, is now sitting at P8, having to battle with everybody else. But his teammate, who didn't fare too well in the first race, Gage Gonzalez, is sitting at P3 right now with both the Area 52s ahead of him. Now, what would be most exciting, and Banshee, thank you for the follow, if I didn't say that already. And Banshee, I'm just confused now. Sorry, Gage Gonzalez, if he's able to somehow overtake Ed Kerstetter here, when, lap by lap, it's looking like it may not be possible. Ed Kerstetter just got the fastest lap over his teammate with a 10th difference. Gage Gonzalez is about 2/10 off of their time, but he's still holding in the pocket with a 4/10 difference. And while you take a look, I must have mistakenly not been able to do that, but so you can see the when I'm talking about tenths, it's that point number difference right there. As you see a 0.7, 0.5, and the split between 7 and 5, it being roughly 2/10 right now. It's going to change. It changes. It fluctuates, by corner on the straights. But these drivers are well within half a second of each other, and that is what you have to be looking for. As some of these drivers, you're going to see a bigger split occur. Like Jed Engelman has a 2-second gap already formed from P11 to him. So these guys are shaking it off. As Joseph Kostovich is now 2/10 off of Ollie Raza, with Tyshawn Green in P19 able to hold off A strong finish again in P1. Whoa! And there goes Joseph Kosovic into the back of Ali Raza. And that is another unfortunate race for Ali Raza, as Kosovic is able to jump back out onto the track. I don't know what to say. Ali Raza is trying to turn around, dropping down the order. And it was a double tap there, Tansky. You can't make up this much bad luck for a driver, and Ali Raza is now sitting in P26. Oh. Sometimes there are no words for what just happens in a motor race. Yeah. Matthew Hay is sitting in P24. 25, actually. Actually right in front of Ali Raza. But what's interesting is that he's actually P2 in the Division 3 championship. Now, red is Division 3, silver is Division 2, and white is Division 1. And it's just noted by their backgrounds on where their numbers are. Well, we did go car racing. So, Ali Raza is going to probably be able to make up some pace as he passes some of these Division 3 drivers, if he's able to. Looks like he's got a little bit of a lockout there from the CC Racing drivers. And then Delbecki is sitting in P3 with Roar just about a couple 3/10 off of him. Now we have the title fight for the Division 1 championship, with Area 52 locking out the front row. Gage Gonzalez is still 2/10 off of Ed Kerstetter. And incidentally, their last lap was 127.190. Basins was that was Kerstetter's. Basins was a .180, and Gonzalez was just off of them by 2/100, so a 2:10. I mean, this is not right. Cosi 5 race ban. Nothing so sinister. Oh no! What is happening? 747 of Jed Engelman is sitting off the track, trying to go. Oh no, that's Cody Wassam. Oh no, and is it true? Cornotis just snatches the Division 2 title on the provisionally is going to sit on the P1 podium if he stays ahead of Jed Engelman for the remainder of this race. And it is unfortunate because Jed Engelman had a clear 10-second plus gap from the P2 drivers. P2 driver Cornotis. And because of that incident, and it looked so sketchy, I don't even know what to say about what just happened there. And while I'm reiterating all of that to you guys about the P2 finish for the Division 2, or Division 1, Division 2, P1. Actually, it's Jason Provolone and Jonathan Quid sitting in P1 and 2. I just didn't scroll up. It's a long board. There's a lot of people in this race. So we got Jason Provolone of Turner Motorsports having a better race than his teammate. Because Reggie King drops down the order. He is off track. And so is Jason Provolone as I say that. The cheese himself is out of the race. as he struggles to get back onto track. He was P1. He has dropped down the order. And now we have Jonathan Quid of Absolute Sim Racing Spec 1 sitting P1 for the Division 2 title with Chronotis in P2 and Eric Miller in P3 with Engelman very far back. It's the commentator's curse. It's inevitably possible it's the commentator's curse. As we have Eric Miller swapping places back and forth with Chronotis there. If he's going to get ahead of him, he will secure a P2 finish in the Division 2, the Silver League. And then we got the red ones. Tyshawn Green sitting in P13 in the overall right now is P1 in Division 3. Del Becky, congratulations to that driver. He is almost a full 10 positions back but in the overall, but is sitting P2 for them. Matthew Haight is P3 provisionally. And we'll just hop on board and see what happens here. You can clearly see that the driver in front is not just here for the safety rating. Don't kill me, he says. Well, let's not go too wide through the chicane as a little bit. Oh, whoa! That little bit of board there upset the car of Eric Miller. He's just been overtaken by Snyder division, but still in the overall. And dropping back to another driver on track at P5, it's Anirudh Sundar of the ETKK team. 4/10 difference separating Riley Minier and himself. Gage Gonzalez runs the fastest lap as of last with the 127.1. 4/100s faster than Danny Baisden. It looks like he's still a second gap from P2, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make anything happen there. Jonathan Quid has a good 20 seconds difference for P1 in the Division 2 title, so I'm not going to probably see anything happen for the Division 2 title again. Unfortunately, Jed Engelman has dropped to P18. I think that's P4 in the overall. Unfortunate business. Something through, I think it's Brooks. Just highly unfortunate what just happened there. We're halfway through this race as Andrew Pickrell is about 4/10 off. Actually, all these drivers are. Ali Raza has gotten to P18. Jason Provolone is P22. His teammate of Turner Motorsports. You can see those two yellow cars. The two teal cars are the Adidas Parlay of Andrew Pickrell, who are watching, and his teammate in front of him, Eric Miller. Different division splits, but now teammates are only maybe able to help each other through these difficult times. As that's Eric Gukassian, one up. Take a good look on that onboard. Eric Gukassian's going to have to maintain racecraft if he's going to stay ahead of these drivers. With Chronotis ahead of him by a couple of tenths. These McLarens, as somebody stated earlier, are fantastic on this track, so maybe they'll be able to make something happen against those BMWs. There has been some... I mean, it's been emotional. It's been a roller coaster, for sure. Ooh, look at that. That was close as it could have gotten. Whoa. Now, what do we have here, folks? We have Matt Dell just being overtaken through the chicane, but Ed Kerstetter has closed the gap from his teammate, Danny Basin. There are no team orders for this team, and he is literally 3/10 off of him. They both invalidated their laps going through that chicane, so it looks like Kerstetter might try to have a go at his teammate. If that's the case, hope that Danny Basin has his elbows out. Oh, you know, teammate rivalries, they never end well. Crash outs are more likely to occur than a straight up finish. But that being said, this team did inevitably lock out the only time it's ever happened a 1-2-3 finish for their entire team at Snetterton, if I'm not mistaken. So they know how to finish a race without killing each other. And they've finished 1-2 many a times. And going back to the leaderboard here, we have Roar has gone into the pit lane. Maybe to serve a drive-through penalty? Or he's gone into the pits completely. Did he not have enough fuel? It looks like he's not done. Andrew Pickrell is sitting in P19. And he's got a couple drivers. Eric Cassidy in front of him. Everyone is going for the gap, even if the gap is between a quarter panel and a rear bumper. Just Fetty. You can clearly see Gukasian has some damage sitting there on the back end. Yeah, the gap is different to everybody. And a gap sometimes is car length or tire length, but they're going for it. You're just quite not sure what's happening there. His Chronotis is right behind him. Oh, and you can see clearly there is damage to that hood of the Chronotis' car, as he has just been collateral and hit somebody. But the drivers in P19 through 23 are separated by only half a second, so that's a good train of drivers that have pace to stay on with each other. Ali Raza, who was previously P4 in the start of this race, had an incident and is now sitting in P17, but trying to still keep it together, continue racing. That's the spirit of what you should be doing, even if something bad happens like that. And looks like he's trying to go for a gap. Something, something, if car, then go for gap. And there's that train, 6 cars, with Matthew Haight leading them. Chronotis overtaking Eric Miller for P4. So nothing too too much is happening there, but it's still a solid distance. Delbecky is sitting behind his teammate Matthew Haight for P3. Matthew Haight's currently P2 in the Division 3 title. Blake D41, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Everybody at Tracklicious Sim Racing and likes that the community is growing. And it looks like Chronotis went a little... So was that back end of him, or... Couldn't tell. And those drivers are relatively clean and keeping it together. It's just hard to tell if there's anyone going to be making a move here. Oh no! Danny Bazin has just been overtaken by Ed Kerstetter. And he is hot on the tails. Ed Kerstetter holding the fastest lap now through Gage Gonzalez, who's 6 seconds behind these two drivers. Oh, that's unfortunate. Team orders. There's no team orders with this team. I can tell you, with the fact of interviewing both of them, there is no way that they're going to let this go unanswered. Danny Bazin is going to try to find a way to safely overtake his teammate as he has been safely overtaken by his other teammate. Let's go to incidents and see if there's anything on board. Nothing has happened with those two drivers in the incidents. So we're looking at a true... it's just unfortunate, really. Yeah, Danny knows I got money on this race. Yeah, Alien versus Alien. It really is something else. As he is actually slightly pulling away from Based, Kerstetter's going to be able to keep it going. I'll keep everyone apprised of what happens here, but we have Riley Minier in P4 is actually just half a tenth off of Gage Gonzalez as they go through that corner there. They're both McLaren, so I think this is just going to go down to who makes a mistake. This is currently for P3 in the Division 1 title. Now, it'd be interesting to see is where did he make it? Danny Basin not sticking himself out there. Andy Oak is having a great race. Andy Oak is P25, sitting 1, 2. He's P4. Andy Oak is P4 in the Division 3 title. So that's an impressive finish if he can keep it going. Danny Basin still, while faster in the last lap by 1/100th of a tenth. Just not sure if he's going to be able to pull anything off with 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go. That being said, we definitely saw something happen on that last corner in the last race that we had, where the title contenders decided to take each other out. So, not on purpose. All in the spirit of racing, I'm sure. But the margin being so close, I don't think I could see Danny Basin making a full send maneuver to reclaim. So we have Ollie Raza now battling with Tyshawn Green, the P1 Division 3 drivers, holding his own with Jet Engelman sitting there in P17 in the red car. And Jet Engelman has actually worked his way up to P2. So what a great finish for him. Ollie Ross is going to go down the inside line and overtake Tyshawn Green. And he's going to let both of those drivers by, as that is not his fight. Overall, doesn't really matter to him. He's leading the Division 3 title right now with both points. If he wins in the next 3 minutes, if he crosses the line P1, he's going to have double the points. Let him by. It's not your race. It holds no significance, and that is a driver that is showing not only his intelligence, but his driving, his ability to be courteous on the road and let them by in a pretty easy manner. He didn't slow down too much to let that happen. And it wasn't significant to his race, as Matthew Haight is more than 15 seconds off for P2 to battle. And it looks like with Ollie Raza having clean air, he's going to start to make his day shine. Jet Engelman is currently P2, having lost out his P1 spot earlier in the race to an incident. I would not even be able to tell you what actually ended up happening there, is we just see Kostovich sideways and another car just taking out Kostovich, and overall there's just like there's 4 or 5 cars all just jumped into it. It's impossible to say. Oh no! Oh, that is not him. Who was that? Provolone? That's not Provolone. Who's the driver off? Car number 44. Oh, it's Reggie King. That's unfortunate for Reggie King. Really unfortunate, but I thought it was going to be another mistake for the Turner Motorsports team. I would hate to see them getting piled on even further. Dino Tort, thank you for the follow, man. Whoa! And that is one of those drivers that is completely off. Hits the braking points, both of them. He just didn't like them. Oh, that is unfortunate. Which one is that? That is Santiago Orozco of the Tacos Locos team. If he can't brake there, no one can brake there. And that is some words to live by, people. As we have Jonathan Quid still holding P1 in Division 2. Leader on the final lap. Danny Basin is the second down. It is not going to happen. I don't foresee anything changing there. Riley Meniere's off. Gage Gonzalez as well. And it's really going to come down to, what do we got going on here? We have Ricardo Rivera may be able to overtake Honorud Sundar for P5. We have Christian McKeesey trying to overtake Padberg for P8. We have Danny Basin. They're going 3 wide. What is that in front of us, and is it going to work? It's fine. But that opened the door for Danny Basin to go down the inside line. Is he going to try to do it? Oh no! He spins out his teammate! And he just gets hit again! And again! Oh no! What is happening? Gage Gonzalez is leading the Division 1 title right now. Going to be going across the line. And I had it all wrong, folks. And Gage Gonzalez crosses the line. Riley Meniere's P2. Oh my gosh. And Ed Kerstetter crosses. Oh no. You don't even know what's happening. You're a passenger to this. And here I go to say that there's no way that the Area 52 was going to collide. And I was a fortune teller, all right. As we have Jet Engelman crossing the line. He's going to take P2 We still have Eric Cassidy, and he's going to be P3. We have Tyshawn Green, P1 of the Division 3. We have Matt, P2 in Division 3. And then we have a Coral, who is P3 in the Division 3. And that final turn, just everybody felt it. And what a fantastic finish for some of these drivers. So we have car number 73 still out on track, of Buckley. And just stick with us as we wind down what was another, you could just see the battle scars on those cars right there. And what a thrilling, that final lap. It has happened both races. And try to get some of these drivers in here. We got Riley Manier, who was the P2 finisher for the Division 1 title championship. Riley Manier, what a fantastic race.
I also have P1 in here, so maybe you want to interview him first.
Oh, he just popped in here too. Gage Gonzalez.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Amazing. Unfortunate, you had the worst luck in that first race, and it showed significantly, but you still were able to get it back on track and continue pushing even with those unlucky moments. It's so great to see that you were able to, shake off the bad luck, and you were able to actually end up getting P1 after an unfortunate incident that didn't happen with you. What's going through your mind, man? P1.
Definitely not the best way to win. I didn't see what exactly happened to Kerstetter and Baisden up at the front, but I'll take it. It was kind of a kick in the butt after the first corner last race, and then I had a moment in the chicane and went wide, and then I had Riley right behind me, and that made me sweat for quite a bit. But yeah, good little fight here and there.
I mean, you
had
had
keeping up with them for a while, but then they started just pulling away.
Yeah, and you had it. I mean, you had them. You caught up to them. You were staying with them for such a long time. You had Kerstetter like a couple tenths difference. It was just some driving error that really occurred there. Is what happened.
Yeah, a little too greedy in the chicane there.
Okay.
And hit the wall on the left side, and then Riley was right there trying to get it.
Well, fantastic finish for you. Congratulations. As we go to your, the P2, Riley Manier, I'm sure you saw a little bit of what was happening, but you were able to secure, not only battle Gonzalez for that, that momentous situation that was happening there, but you finished P2. You were set to finish pretty well in the first race as well. I saw you go into the pit lane. Did you get a drive-through penalty?
Did get a drive-through penalty.
Okay, that's what
chicane a little too much, but
okay. Well,
I don't know what happened in this race, but I'm happy with P2.
Well, congratulations for P2. I mean, unfortunately, what happened to you in P1, but you're still in the first race, but you're still able to put it back on track, and you finished pretty respectably, regardless of that fact. So, congratulations to you too, Riley Manier. Really appreciate seeing you give it your all, as you did some fantastic qualities.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And while we have a lot of drivers in here too, I want to also go to Tyshawn Green, who finished P1 in both races for the Division 3 championship. Tyshawn, fantastic racing, man. You really, really did well. I mean, you secured a great spot, and you were able to hold a little about 15 to 20 second gap from your other teammates, or from the other drivers in your division. and you were sitting pace for pace with Division 2 and Division 1 drivers around you, and you actually let some of them go by in this race because I think maybe you just wanted to let them go so you can continue having a nice race. What was that all about?
Yeah, if you caught the end of the last part, I just figured I didn't want to crash or anything, make a mistake, and then lose my win.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did great. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to shake up the division order to put you in Division 2, but you certainly have a fast pace, and you showed great racecraft. And I don't think I saw any incidences with you, but you did well, and so fantastic. Great job on both P1 finishes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And we also have Ricardo Rivera, who finished P2 in the first race and didn't do so well in the second race. But Ricardo, P2 finish, that's got to feel great. I mean, you had just aliens around you. You had Kostovich, who somehow pulled in a 26.5 as his quali. And you had two of the Area 52s behind you. Were you sweating that race?
Yeah, a lot. I couldn't hold the pace for the entire 30 minutes. That's why Kostovic just started pulling out in the second half of the race. But the first 15 minutes, I think I could hold him within a second or two for the entire first half of the race. But then, yeah, I think I lost a lot of. I'm missing some endurance.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's still great to see that you guys. Yeah, some bad luck happened on that first race, and you guys have had some bad luck, but it's great to see at least you guys are swapping places, you and Gage, for that standout podium finish. So that's impressive.
Yes.
And going to Ed, who placed P3 in this last race. Ed, I didn't clearly see when you overtook Based-In, but I did notice I think probably right after it looked like you made a clean move, and he was just trying to chase you down the entire last half. That all that traffic that was occurring right there was like 3 cars next to you guys, and you're trying to push through down to the final 2 corners. Are you still, I mean, I know you're probably not satisfied with the result, but are you still at least glad you got onto the podium steps?
Yeah, podium's good. Obviously a little disappointed there, but it's just tough when you kind of come up to a cluster of lap cars. I just tried to take the inside on that hairpin and just try to park it there, and I think it caught Danny a little bit off guard. But it was a good race though. Good, finally was able to actually make a pass on Danny, which I haven't been able to do during the season yet. So that was good, and just bad luck, I guess. Would have it was so close because the initial spin he waited for me.
Yeah, he did.
And then I started going forward, and then I don't know, some lap car just didn't see the incident or something, and then hit Danny, which then spun me around. Otherwise, it probably would have been an interesting drag race to the end between me and who was it? Gonzalez, I think, in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
and it would have been pretty close there.
We saw all of it as we were eyeing to see if there was anything that was going to happen in that last few corners with you and Danny Based-In, and it's unfortunate what happened. And it's actually reminiscent of something that happened in the first race with another 2 drivers in Division 2. So, bad luck all around, but, congratulations on still being able to finish with all those, being able to recover and get back on the track and finish P3.
Yeah, thanks.
And let's see, we got, who's John? Is John...
It would be me. That's Johnny Quid on the track.
Oh, Johnny Quid.
Jonathan
Okay,
Quid.
Johnny. So you finished. Oh man, where's it?
Well, I think the first race was not too good. I don't remember exactly where I placed. I think 24th or something like that. I got in. I got up there for a little while. There was that wreck. I got past it all, and then later in the race, got stuck behind a couple cars and had a little bit of a. I predicted their braking.
Oh, there it is. P1.
Poorly.
Yeah.
And so I struggled that first race, but the second race, I definitely was able to at least get a little, little bit back. Pace wasn't there the second race, but at least the qualifying was good. And I had to let Brock go, my teammate, just because, you know, he was outdoing me even though he was behind, and I figured for the better of the team, let him go and just finish the race and make sure I didn't get any drive-throughs or hit anybody.
Yeah, well, you did it fantastic. So Quid P1 in the Division 2 title championship. Jet Engelman was ahead of you, but like again, you know, racing incidents occur, and you were able to capitalize, and you stayed P1. You did really well in the first races. I think something happened which kind of put you down in the positions, and you know, overall great racing. You know, you kept it clean, and you had a lot of distance from your other competitors, so you didn't really have to sweat keeping that pole. But congratulations.
I would say on this track you're always sweating, you know, because with all the off-camber turns and everything, it's very easy to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of those tracks, you know, like Silverstone's a little different. There's very few places where you can really, you know, get sent to the shadow realm, as they say. But here it can happen anywhere on any one of these turns, so it was definitely I don't remember who it was that was catching up to me towards the end there. I think it was Burkhoff, if I'm saying that right,
Mm-hmm.
in the Lamborghini. So then I had to worry about that. But
you sweat your overall for sure, but like in terms of the championship, you know, you got your division and you set good pace, and now you got a good finish out of it. You can see further along this championship series, you being on the top steps if you keep it together.
Yeah, I think the thing that Ricardo and Gonzalez, well, I don't think Gonzalez had a problem in the first race with this, but first race we both had a ping issue that came out of nowhere. And I think I was more happy to just finish both races without having to worry about that. And I think the thing, like with the ASR guys and the PRC guys, we've all been racing together for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And developing that race chemistry, even if you're competing against each other, is so important. And we're all new here. So that's also the learning curve, and just kind of understanding everyone's driving styles, and even the the qualifying, you know, is also its own little mission, you know, because you really only get a couple of laps, so you have to have a strategy for that too, you know, and that comes into play. But overall, I think everybody did good. You know, accidents happen, but if there was ever a track where it's going to happen, this is definitely one, you know, outside of Bathurst. But luckily, there's a lot of green out there in case something does happen.
Absolutely, and thank you, John, for your time. It was a fantastic finish, and I guess as everyone has finished their interviews, and last but not least, Eric Cassidy, our community leader of Trackless Sim Racing, finishes P3 in the Division 2 Championship Series. Eric, that's got to feel pretty good. Oh, maybe he's not here.
Maybe it feels a little too good. Who knows?
Yeah, Eric, fantastic finish, man. P3.
Yeah, I'm just here for the safety rating.
All right. Well,
no, I just hopped in to see, just hear from all the guys. Sounds like pretty crazy races, because Max, I could hear your voice through someone else's stream coming through my headphones. So I knew there was some craziness going on, and it sounded like a really exciting finish. So glad to hear that there's a lot of drama, hopefully clean drama. But
well, Eric, you also
racing.
missed yourself. You got P3 in the Division 2 Championship in this last race.
Yeah, it was all right. It was
bit humble.
Were, yeah, you know, we go out there and we try our best. Gonna give you the cookie cutter response.
All right.
But it was challenging. It was really challenging.
We'll say no more. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining me. And from Tracklicious Sim Racing, that's us definitely signing off. But we'll forward it to another community if you just hang along with us.